15 seconds, another baby boomer turns 50. But as they reach seniorhood, this group is definitely not sitting around waiting for the rest of the world to take care of them. Changing the face of aging isn't about plastic surgery. It's about life-changing choices that keep seniors independent and in touch with the world. Here, in San Diego County, a group of volunteers has put together a successful program for seniors that is changing the face of aging. It's called Community Connections, and its purpose is to help seniors make contacts that make their lives more satisfying. This show will illustrate what Community Connections does and how other communities might create similar programs for seniors. Helping people do things for each other, learn from each other, and enjoy each other's company was what Nancy Weir had in mind when she and her fellow seniors in Del Mar started Community Connections.
When we started, we had a group of people of about 9 people in a room who were already very caring, very active in their community, helping neighbors in times of need. We have grown in less than 2 years to easily 100 volunteers, probably more if you consider that some people work on just one project or one event. There's a hardcore group of probably 30 that work all the time on different aspects and help each other out. The businesses in the community, the churches, many of the local nonprofits, the city, the county. If you counted all those people, I don't know, I'm sure we're up 200 or 300 people.
The work of Community Connections isn't about numbers. It's about changing the way people see themselves as they grow older.
When I was 25, I used to worry about growing old. Now I don't. I think it's a pleasure to go through this process, and if you can keep your health, it makes it a lot easier. And one way to keep your health is to keep active your mind and your body. What I have gained out of Community Connections personally is, one, meeting a lot of new people who have different backgrounds and different viewpoints in life. And also, you never can beat going to a small neighborhood coffee and having seniors talk to each other, having them say to each other, well, I know you, but I never said hello because I didn't think you knew me. Not only as a model for me to grow older, but to find out that we can actually help them and bring them together. I mean, it's amazing. It's very rewarding.
One of the areas where the work of Community Connections has been especially rewarding is transportation. Getting around usually requires wheels of some kind, and Community Connections has set up personalized transportation programs that involve everything from cars to buses to vans to trains. These programs are working well in the Del Mar area, and they can be copied in other communities throughout San Diego County.
The county is pleased to assist Community Connections in their work with seniors. Becoming a senior is something we all do sometime, and we want to promote becoming seniors. But seniors today do not live an inactive lifestyle. They're on the go and on the move. And it's our job to find ways to help them move around the county without having to use their car all the time.
We discovered later that there are a lot of services in the region. The county has a marvelous aging and independence services, but that the delivery of these services and finding out about them was difficult. So we decided that we would bring in perfectly good services to the community and educational classes such as the San Diego Adult Education, and that we would also find our own programs that met needs. And to do this, we needed to do a survey of the community. We sent out a survey to everybody in the community, and at our first spring luncheon we did table surveys, and we found out that there were a lot of people who were worried about transportation.
That's what we started with. We need a transportation program. And from there, we have managed to make connections with people all over the county. We have learned how government and local volunteers and other sorts of agencies can work together to deal with a problem and deal with it effectively. What I did first was just call people. I talked to the people at the American Cancer Society, I talked to the people at Vista, I learned where they had programs that were working, and I talked to them about what worked. Through them, I learned about a new program that was developed at Aging and Independent Services for the funding of local transportation initiatives. Contacted the people at Aging and Independent Services, got an application form, and we in the committee sat down and defined the program, filled out the application, and submitted it. I'm happy to say, as a result, we received $30,000 from the county to fund the program. It has 5 dimensions. One is to develop a referral service so that when someone calls in for a ride and we can't help them, we can quickly find somebody who does. The second is to help people know what is now available to them, a kind of educational program. Third, we have started a van shuttle service which takes seniors from their homes to groceries and pharmacies once a week. That has been just a very successful program, and we are delighted with it. Fourth, we've developed a program to use volunteer drivers with their own vehicles to take individuals to necessary appointments. All the individual has to do is call Del Mar Community Connections, say when they need to go, and if at all possible, we'll find somebody who can take them there.
What I really enjoy about being a volunteer driver for Community Connections is the opportunity to get reacquainted with old friends like yourself and meet new people in this town I haven't met yet.
Well, Rich, I really feel lucky that we have this volunteer driver program in Del Mar, thanks to Community Connections, because it's an opportunity for me to attend the wonderful concerts at Powerhouse, and if I have a medical appointment, it's a good way to get there. I understand you people will drive us there and wait for us and pick us up again. And then too, it's nice to be able to go to a beauty salon.
And finally, we have planned a series of what we call transit parties, which is why we're here at the Solana Beach Station, where we learn not only about how to buy bus tickets and about bus schedules, but we also learn about coaster schedules and coaster tickets. The most fun has really been the excitement of the first couple of days when the programs actually went into operation. And we were able to see seniors gathered together on the van, taking the ride. Suddenly all the hard work and all the planning and all the hoping and all the tension just disappeared because it was actually working.
The biggest step in changing the face of aging is changing the way we think about what it means to be a senior.
I think many of us have mental models of aging that are formed from our childhood, which is about an elderly, conservative grandmother who wore a long dress and really did knit and sit in a chair. And what's happened in a very short time is that's changed. And our mental models of aging have to change. If we stay physically fit, we stay involved, we stay active, our retirement years can be the best years of our life. The aging business is interesting business, and it's in all of our best interest to create the healthiest community we can for vital aging.
I like old people. My grandma has been cooking all her life, and personally, she's 80 years old now, and she still cooks nonstop. And I love her cooking. She lives in New York, and she comes and visits us all the time. And she comes and she cooks 100, 200 meatballs for us. An 80-year-old woman standing in the kitchen for hours just cooking meatballs. She has a passion for Italian food. She's really good at it. So I think that's a good thing to have, like a desire or want, so that you can keep busy and still be active instead of sitting around watching TV on your sofa all day.
And I have another young man who's had a very traumatic life, and we were driving in the car, and he said to me, "How old are you?" I said, "How old do you think I am?" He says, "I don't know." He said, "But I know you told me you have a 50-year-old child, so you must really be old." So I said, "Well, I'm 79. "What?" He said, "Do you think you should be still driving?" I said, "Yeah, well, I'm doing all right." He says, "You could die tomorrow." He said, "God, are you senile?" I said, "A little." And he says, "I never met anybody this old."
Here in San Diego County, Community Connections decided to actively promote health and education for seniors. These days, getting older doesn't mean being relegated to the rocking chair. By eating well, staying active, and taking care of their health, seniors are changing their lives for the better. Community Connections Heart Healthy Luncheon featured nutrition and cooking experts, as well as an all-around good time, and it was a sellout. Erica Bohm, Director of Healthy Dining, explained how to eat healthy when dining out. And Frank Mahaliks, Executive Chef of Healthy Gourmet, showed everyone how to prepare heart-healthy goodies like cranberry barbecued chicken and cider carrots. Everybody took notes. Of course, exercise is just as important as eating right, so Community Connections set up regular classes.
I think our success is partly because we're a small community and we know each other so well that we enjoy working together. It's an opportunity to see one another. In our exercise class, we see friends that we haven't seen maybe in a long time, and now we're seeing them regularly every week. And it's hi and how are you?
In addition to being a lively social activity, exercise classes are full of valuable information.
All classes include a cardiovascular section for the heart and circulation, a strength training session to increase muscle mass and also bone density, and finally a nice long stretching segment where we include different modalities, yoga, Pilates, dance therapy to lengthen, strengthen, tone, and relax the body.
I think what it takes is being interested and be creative in your thinking. We worked with the San Diego Adult Education. We think that the exercise classes are valuable both for seniors and younger people. We like the life writing class. We're hoping to get additional classes. And each quarter we put out a resume of what's offered and how people can enroll. This goes on the TV. It's posted in town. And of course you get a committee that's willing to work and be happy in what they're doing. And at the beginning we may meet once a week or a couple of times a week, and then when it gets rolling it goes on its own energy.
Life writing workshops have generated a great deal of energy and interest among seniors.
Nearly half of the people say, my grandchildren want me to do this. It comes from that request. Other people have, other seniors have had interesting lives and want to share them, and very often this is an opportunity to do that they wouldn't otherwise have.
People do enjoy sharing their stories, as well as having a chance to try out their own writing skills.
So a representative of Community Connections contacted San Diego Adult School, and the adult school contacted me because they knew I'd been teaching writing classes and life story writing. So they contacted me.
I thought, well, that's a way to get my feet wet and get my juices flowing and to see if I actually have any writing ability. And writing my life story is something that would be valuable, I thought, for my children and grandchildren. So I just love it, and I love hearing the life stories of others.
The Community Connections Cookbook Project offers many benefits, like combining writing and food.
Oh, there's always benefits when anybody comes together. There's not only benefits of getting to know new people and reconnecting with old friends, but there'll, I hope, be at least a small financial benefit for Community Connections, and a benefit for all the people who live in town and buy the book and read the book and can hear their friends' voices in the stories that they've read.
Seniors in Del Mar are also learning to tell their stories electronically. Intergenerational computer classes give seniors an opportunity to really get with the program. Another educational and intergenerational activity begun by Community Connections is the very popular Buddy program. Seniors who would like help around the house simply call Community Connections, are assigned buddies, and receive assistance with their chores. And the young people involved in the program have a chance to learn many interesting things. For example, gardener Pat Welsh needed a hand with her new plantings, and her buddies were able to learn all about pruning sweet peas.
Bring it this way and I'll give it a whack.
We have a program that involves high school and grade school students with adults in the community. The purpose of our program is to provide an opportunity for people to really get to know one another, to appreciate one another, to respect one another, and to share. My favorite thing is working with the students. They are very interesting, they're exciting, they have energy that some of us don't have anymore, and they have many ideas, and we will all benefit if we become a community that doesn't consider age, but considers need and what people have to offer one another.
Holding a series of neighborhood coffees is another way Community Connections has been putting people in touch with one another. The coffees are held regularly in private homes and community gathering places.
The reason we do this is to help bring seniors together. We live in very isolated lives as we get older, and by doing these things in a kind of public setting, we allow seniors to come together and talk to each other in ways that they might not otherwise do. That lends us an opportunity to get to know them, and we always serve refreshments so that there can be some social time either before or after these events.
The coffees also provide opportunities for information to be shared about existing county programs.
We are here at Aging and Independent Services in the County Department of Health and Human Services for you and for the County of San Diego. And at the federal level, President Kennedy and President Johnson did make the commitment to initiate bills that would go to Congress that did respect, enhance, and encourage the rights and independence of seniors in their communities. My take-home message today, though, is that age means nothing. We know that. We know that age is basically a state of mind, and we know that what we think of ourselves and our community and the good feelings we get from being together and helping each other can enhance our longevity and our independence in the community.
If I was to change one thing about senior citizens today, I'd figure out something that everybody could really stay involved. I mean, I don't like the whole senior citizen community and stuff. I mean, while it's great for helping people, with assisted living but still living by themselves and whatnot, I really think to keep in touch with like the youth and whatnot, I think they really should stay in a community and just kind of grow up with it and get to know the people around. You'll stay in contact with them more and they'll have more fun.
With all the technology advancements in the health field today, if you're 80 years old, there's no reason why you couldn't live to be 110. My dad keeps telling me that, son, you're 21 now, you're going to live to be 125 years old. And as unrealistic as that may seem, he might be right.
San Diego's natural beauty and relaxed atmosphere offer plenty of opportunities for recreation. And, based on requests from seniors, Community Connections also arranges for trips to other desirable destinations. One group decided they wanted to visit Spain. They got together, appointed a chairman, and started mapping out routes to the places they wanted to see. Getting together to plan the trip was part of the fun. A good time was had by all.
Well, first, I set up an itinerary as detailed as I could. Then I contacted 5 travel agents, 2 of them local agents, and asked them to look over the itinerary, to give me some feedback, and to make a bid on what it might cost for a group of about 20. This process took about a month because there was a lot of give and take as I talked to the different agents.
For those who want to have some fun closer to home, game nights are set up for backgammon, bridge, and other trivial pursuits.
I think everybody who comes has a great time. I started the game night with the idea that, for one thing, we could do an intergenerational activity that would be good for younger people and the older. Older people, it's very good for our brains to play games, and it's also very social.
There's always a lot to be gained from having a good time. So Community Connections plans 3 or 4 special events each year, from potlucks and luncheons to big parties.
A little more than a year ago, we were with a group. Nancy Weir started this whole thing going to serve the needs of seniors and other people with special needs in Del Mar. And we thought, how are we going to find out what people really want and what they would like that they don't have already? We thought, we'll have them to lunch and ask them. And so that's how we started a year ago.
And Community Connections' first Heart Healthy Luncheon was a huge success.
What we did find from the luncheon is that we were building a great constituency of interested people in Del Mar who really wanted to come together and learn more about each other and have regular times of having that experience. So we got to this point with Teddy's Luncheon in the spring.
The spring luncheon gave seniors yet another opportunity to enjoy each other's company. Then, the biggest party of the year was the Firehouse Fundraiser. Like every not-for-profit organization, Community Connections relies on support from the community it serves. For the fundraiser, local artist Joanne Sharp designed attractive invitations, and Community Connections Secretary Karen Lockwood gathered together a committee to address the envelopes and put on the stamps. A large investment of personal energy has gone into all the activities taken on by Community Connections, and the result has been the creation of more positive energy for everyone involved. The Firehouse Fundraiser was a unique way to introduce even more people to each other and to Community Connections. In addition to good music and good food, the fundraiser included a silent auction and visits with the firemen and tours of the firefighting equipment.
You know, when we first started talking about this fundraiser, I thought it would be really fun to have it at the firehouse. And people said, are you crazy? Why do you want to have it at a firehouse? And I'm old enough to remember that in our past history in America, all the community events were held in small towns anyway, at the fire station. So I thought, why not?
Whether they're rollerblading, biking, surfing, or just getting together to talk and have a good time, seniors in San Diego County are making significant changes. Social changes can be driven by just a handful of successful people. In San Diego, seniors are really going places. And literally, the sky's the limit.
Well, that's the secret of being young, is to keep active. And when I'm not out here, I make sure that I at least try and get a mile or two of walking in every day. Well, my dad here, he's be 81 on
I'll be 81 on the 17th.
And I'll be 80 on the 30th, or 81 on the 30th.
You'll be 81.
81 on the 30th. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's close enough to being 80. It's closer than being 80.
Age is just a number.
It's how you feel inside and what you make out of life. You get up and see the sunshine. That's glorious. And you go out and do it. You never think, well, oh my gosh, you know, I'm going to be near 80 soon. So what? You know, life is beautiful.
The face of aging, the way seniors see themselves and the way others perceive them, is changing. Thanks to groups like Community Connections, the changes will continue, and getting older will look more and more beautiful. For further information, please call 858-792-7565 or log on to the Community Connections website at www.dmcc.cc.